early in the morning. Question for you. What's your go-to app? When you have a moment of downtime, when you have a little time to yourself, maybe you're waiting for the bus or waiting for something, waiting in line, and you pull out your phone. Maybe you check your email or check your messages and there are no messages. Sometimes that happens. Then what's your go-to app? What is the app that you open by default? What's your go-to app? What's your go-to app? When you have a moment of downtime, when you have a little time to yourself. What's your go-to app? When you have a moment of downtime. 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 When you have a little time to yourself. When you have a little time to yourself. When you have a little time to yourself. Have a little time. Have a little time. When you have a little time to yourself. Maybe you're waiting for the bus. Maybe you're waiting for the bus or maybe for something. Or maybe you're waiting for the bus or waiting for something, waiting in line, and you pull out your phone, Maybe you check your email or check your messages and there's no messages. Sometimes that happens. Then what's your go-to app? What is the app that you open? What is the app that you open by default? What is the app that you open by default? By default. By default. What is the app you open by default? Now this might seem like an obvious plug for our Discord server, but I'm not really meaning it to be. But my go-to default app these days is Discord. But my go-to default app these days is Discord, because we have this fantastic Culips English podcast Discord server, and it's so fun to hang out with our community there. It's so fun to hang out with our community there. It's so fun to hang out with our community there. So honestly, that is my go-to app these days. But if I've read through all the messages, and I'm caught up on the Discord, then the next app that I go to is an app that is really popular here in South Korea. Then the next app that I go to is an app that is really popular here in South Korea. But if I've read through all the messages and I caught up on Discord, I'm caught up on the Discord, then the next app that I go to is the next app that I go to is an app that is really popular here in South Korea, and I think it's really only a Korean app, and I think it's really only a Korean app. I think it's really only a Korean app. I don't think it's available in other markets. I don't think it's available in other markets, but it's called Cattle Market. And I believe I've talked about Cattle Market in the past here on Clips. I believe I've talked about Cattle Market in the past. I believe I've talked about Cattle Market in the past here on Clips. I believe I've talked about Cattle Market in the past here on Clips. So maybe you've heard me mention it before. So maybe you've heard me. So maybe you've heard me mention it before. Maybe you've heard me mention it before. Maybe you've heard me mention it before. But Cattle Market is a buy and sell app. It's a used to buy and sell app. And in today's bonus episode, which is number 67, by the way, this is bonus episode number 67. I'm going to tell you a story about a recent experience I had using Cattle Market. But before I tell you that story, let me introduce myself. In today's bonus episode, I'm going to tell you a story about a recent experience I had using Cattle Market. I'm going to tell you a story about a recent experience that I had. I'm going to tell you a story about a recent experience I had using Cattle Market. I'm going to tell you a story about a recent experience I had using the Cattle Market. But before I tell you that story, let me introduce myself. My name is Andrew, and I'm the host of the Clips English podcast. And it's wonderful to be here with you today. I hope you're doing well. It's wonderful to be here with you today. 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 I hope you're doing well. And I want to encourage you to listen to our latest simplified speech episode. If you haven't already, I want to encourage you to listen to our latest simplified speech episode if you haven't already. In that episode, I talked with one of our study guide writers. Her name's Indiana. She's from the USA. She's a lovely person, a wonderful study guide writer, and an even better English teacher. Now, I won't tell you too much about Indiana because in that simplified speech episode, I interview her, and you can listen and find out about her yourself. You can find out about her yourself by checking that episode out. But I do want to say that in that episode, one of the things we talked about is a brand new course that we are going to be offering here at Culips. Yes, that's right. You heard me. It will be a course. That's right. You heard me. That's right. You heard me. It will be a course. That's right. You heard me. It will be a course. And it will happen over the course of 6 weeks. It will happen over the course of 6 weeks, okay? And each week there will be a live class, which is led and taught by Indiana, and she's going to be walking the participants of the class through one of the study guides for our older simplified speech episode. She is going to be walking the participants of the class through one of the study guides for our older simplified speech episode. In fact, we have around 178 simplified speech episodes at the moment. We have around 178 simplified speech episodes at the moment. The most recent episode was number 187. So that's a huge catalog of episodes. And if you're a newer Culips listener, that maybe you haven't even explored some of those early episodes before. So what Indiana is going to be doing is going all the way back to the start of this series, which I think we started like 7 or 8 years ago. It's been a long time since we started simplified speech. It's been a long time since we started simplified speech. She's going to go all the way to the back. She's going to go all the way to the back and walk you through those episodes and walk you through the study guides for those episodes in the live class. This is our first time trying something like this at Culips. This is our first time trying something like this at Culips. This is our first time trying something like this at Eclipse. This is our first time trying something like this at Eclipse. So we're calling this a beta course. We're calling this a beta course. It's going to be 6 weeks long. It's going to be 6 weeks long, like I mentioned, and it's only for Eclipse members. So if you're a Eclipse member, you can actually join for free. You can actually join for free. Fantastic. You don't have to pay anything extra at all. If you're not a Eclipse member, but you'd like to participate, well, then you need to sign up and become a Eclipse member. And then you can register. We are opening the course only to 30 Eclipse members, and that's just because it's impossible to do a live class if we have like 200 or 300 people. It will just be too crazy for Indiana to teach a class that big. So it's limited to 30 participants. It's limited to 30 participants. And at the time that I'm recording this episode right now, and at the time that I'm recording this episode right now, registration has only been open for less than 24 hours. Registration has only been open for less than 24 hours, but already we are almost 50% full for the course. So if you are interested in doing it, don't delay. You have to sign up quickly before things fill up. So anyways, if you want to hear all of the details about that, you can listen to the simplified speech interview that I did with Indiana, or you can go through the course syllabus and schedule and see if it's a good fit for your schedule. And I will put the links for those as well in the description for this episode, so you can check it out and learn all the details. Alright, I think those are all the announcements that I wanted to make before I get to my storytelling. So without any further delays, let's get right to it. Here's my story about using Carol Market last week. Hope you enjoy. Here we go. So the question that I asked you at the top of the show was, what's your go-to app when you have a moment of free time, when you have a moment of your downtime? This is what is like the app that you open just to kill some time when you have a moment to yourself. Have a little time yourself. Well, in the past, I would have answered either Twitter or Instagram. In the past, I would have answered either Twitter or Instagram. Those were my two go-to apps, but there has been a lot of changes at Twitter, and I found that it just hasn't been a good fit for me recently. It hasn't been a good fit for me recently. So I actually deleted the Twitter app not too long ago. So that left only Instagram. Instagram was definitely my go-to app for a while, but then, like you know, we launched the Culips Discord server, and because of that, I've been more focused on using our Discord server than Instagram. So half naturally and half because of my own will, I kind of stopped using Instagram as much. Of course, I still use it, but I don't use it as much. I actually removed the icon, the Instagram shortcut icon, from my home screen and put it on a different screen. So I can't just tap right away. I can't just tap right away when I opened my phone and go right into Instagram. There's a little bit of effort. I need to do a little bit of swiping around on my phone to find it and open it. Instead, I replaced that with Discord app. So that's been effective. That's been effective at helping me break my addiction to Instagram. So that's been effective at helping me break my addiction to Instagram. Now I have to say I have nothing against Instagram. I think it can be a really cool app, and I learn a lot of new things from Instagram. I find a lot of new things on Instagram, but at the same time, it can be a real time waster. And also it can be expensive because I see so many ads through Instagram, and I guess Instagram knows me pretty well. Because a lot of the ads that are targeted towards me really are things that I find pretty appealing. So it can be dangerous. I have to really watch myself and make sure that I don't go on a shopping spree. Make sure that I don't go on a shopping spree. Thanks to Instagram. So anyways, I've been trying to reduce my time on Instagram, and I kind of put that app in a difficult to find, difficult to access place on my phone. So instead, I've been using Discord. But in addition to Discord, I've also kind of become addicted to this app called Carol Market. Instead, I've been using Discord. In addition to Discord, I've also kind of become addicted to this app called Carol Market. I've also kind of become addicted to this app called Carol Market. I've also kind of become addicted to this app called Cattle Market. I've also kind of become addicted to this app called Cattle Market. So I become addicted. So Cattle Market is an app for buying and selling used things. That is essentially its main focus. But it also has a lot of other things on there as well. There's a community tab where you can see other posts about various different topics that people in your neighborhood have posted. And I should clarify that that's one of the unique things about this app is that you're limited to your specific neighborhood where you live. In fact, once you download the app and you get it set up and you make an account, then you have to set your neighborhood and you can only interact with other people or other products. If you want to buy something, if it's in your neighborhood, which has been a little bit frustrating to me, this part of the experience, but it's just the way the app goes. So maybe wondering, why have I become addicted, so to speak, to this buy and sell app? Well, it's all happened when I was moving. Earlier in the year, my wife and I moved from our apartment to this old house that we have renovated and fixed up. And now it's our new house. So while we are doing that move, I started using this app a lot. First of all, I sold a lot of things before the move using this app. And I had a really good experience, and we were able to sell a lot of things that we didn't really need. And we even gave some stuff away as well. Through using this app. So it was a really good experience selling and giving away things through the app. And now that we are in the new house, while we need to furnish the house, and this has been taking a long time, if you're a loyal regular listener of Culips, you will probably hear me talk about this almost every week, that we are still furnishing our house. A little update about that, by the way, I do now have a desk, and I'm sitting at my desk right now. It's a relief. I don't have to sit on the floor anymore. I have a desk for my computer, and it's fantastic. So that's taken care of. But we still need to furnish our living room. Our living room is empty. We don't have a sofa. We don't have a dining room table. There are things that we still need to get. Now, my wife is a designer by trade. That's what she does for her job. So she's got a really good eye for layouts and designs. And I'm helping her search for furniture that we can use to furnish our house with. But at the same time, she kind of naturally takes the lead in that situation, just because I think she's better than I am at doing that kind of thing. I, of course, offer my support. I share my opinion, and we do things together. but she kind of takes the lead in that regard. But there is one area where I take the lead, and that's when it comes to music. The music for our house. So I'm a huge music geek. I love listening to music, and so is my wife. So let's take things back a couple of years ago. Surprise party. Mommy, Daddy, and Grandpa were out shopping. I'm out shopping. He was out shopping. He is out shopping. So Caillou and Rosie were spending a lovely afternoon with Grandma. Come color with me, Grandma. Come color with me, Grandma. In a minute, Caillou, just as soon as I finish ironing. As soon as I finish ironing. Why are you ironing? To make this shirt nice and smooth. I gave it to Grandpa for his birthday last week. I didn't go to his birthday party. Grandpa didn't have a party, Caillou. Caillou couldn't imagine having a birthday party without a birthday party. Caillou couldn't imagine having a birthday without a birthday party. Why not? Grandpa had a bad cold, and he wasn't up to celebrating that day. I want to give him a party today. I think that's a wonderful idea. He will be very surprised. He will be very surprised. Well, then we are going to need some supplies. I want to use lots of colors. I think I've got some more crayons in here somewhere. I can't see. I guess it needs a few adjustments. Grandma, I want to hang the donkey somewhere. I knew you'd find the perfect spot, Caillou. Caillou thought the decorations looked nice, but there was still something missing. We need balloons, Grandma. I think I've got some left from your birthday party. Caillou is disappointed that he wasn't able to blow up the balloon yet. But then he remembered something fun that he could do. Look what I can do, Grandma. Wow, that's a new trick, Caillou. Can you do another? That's okay. You just have to remember to rub a little more gently like before. Is this enough for all of Grandpa's birthday? Oh, I don't think we have enough candles for that. How about we just put one candle in the cake for each guest at the party? Caillou could hardly wait for Grandpa to get home, so he and Rosie could yell surprise like Grandma had shown them. Why didn't you let me in on the secret? It was all Caillou's idea. Caillou's bad dream. Caillou was having a bad dream. Mommy and Daddy. What's wrong, Caillou? I had a bad dream. There, what did you dream? A scary monster was chasing me. Bad dreams can feel pretty scary sometimes, but it's okay. It's over now, right? Do you feel better now? Yes, Daddy. Good. Let's tuck you back in. Caillou saw a shape on the wall that looked like a monster. He thought if he hid under his blanket, the monster wouldn't see him. Caillou felt scared being all alone in his room, so he decided to go join Mommy and Daddy in their bed. Daddy, wake up! What is it, Caillou? What's wrong? I don't want to sleep in my room. I want to stay here. I know, but you should stay in your own bed, like a big boy. But I don't want to. We all need our rest, Caillou. You will be tired and grumpy tomorrow if you don't get some sleep. Mommy, I want a glass of water. Okay, I'll be right back. Caillou wanted his mommy to stay and read him a story, so he went over to his shelf to pick out a book. Here's your water. Can you read me a bedtime story, Mommy? I'm sorry, Caillou, but it's much too late for stories. Just one, please. It's very late. It's time to go to sleep. But I'm not sleepy. Yes, you are, and so am I. See, all of your animals are sleepy too. Mommy, what is it, Caillou? Gilbert spilled my water. That's okay. See, all gone. Caillou was really trying to fall asleep, but he just couldn't. No matter which way he turned, he didn't feel comfortable. He felt restless. Caillou, what are you doing here? I want to sleep here. I don't like my bed. But this bed can fit all three of us, and your bed is the perfect size for you. And what about Teddy and Gilbert sleeping all alone in your room? They'll be very lonely without you. They can sleep here too. Nope, no room. Come on, Caillou, back to bed. Wait, I have to go to the bathroom. Gilbert and Teddy sure are glad to have you back. Now you can all get some sleep. I don't want to sleep, Daddy. Let's play games. Look outside, Caillou. What do you see? It's dark. I can't see anything. That's right. Everybody's lights are out because they're all fast asleep in their beds. Even the sun has gone to sleep. You know, when I was a little boy, sometimes I used to have bad dreams too. Really? Yeah, and I had a trick that Grandma taught me that could help you too. When I was in bed with my eyes closed, just before falling asleep, I used to think of good things, some of my favorite things. In the world, like rainbows and jumping and big piles of leaves, things like that. What are some of your favorite things? Chocolate cookies, my trucks. Those sounds perfect. Good night, Caillou, and remember, think of good things, okay? Caillou started to think about all his favorite things, especially his fire truck. The problem was he was thinking about them so much that he couldn't fall asleep. Caillou decided to get up and play.